Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Woodbury, Minnesota. Sorry for the delay there. I'm looking for myself on my computer, and I wanted to be sure I was live before I started talking. So thank you for joining me today. Let me clean a little bit here. And I like to keep a nice clear spot for you to pay attention to what I'm creating. So before we get started, well, let me turn off these closed captions because it's always kind of funny to see what they think I'm saying. Some of our Stampin' Up! Lingo doesn't translate in captions, right? Did you see that I was live on YouTube last Friday night? If not, go check that out when you're done here. I created a fun fold card from a sketch. I really liked it, and I will be using that layout again. So very simple. It'll be easy for you to follow. Christmas in July wasn't as big a hit as I thought it would be, so I am extending it into August. And you only need to purchase $50 instead of $75 during August to get my Christmas in July. I have a whole bunch of videos and card samples for you to see, and a PDF that includes a fun fold. And those people that did spend $75 in July were compensated. So I didn't feel like they don't feel like they were getting cheated out of my sale here. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining me. I'm almost done with my commercials. We have a designer series paper and cardstock sale, new last chance products, new kits, and new product of the month, all starting tomorrow. Well, tonight at midnight Mountain Time. But if you don't want to wait, if you want to see which designer series paper and what cardstock is going to be 15% off through the end of the month, go to stampinup.com. Here, oh, I don't have a stampinup.com. Anyway, stampinup.com, and then scroll to the very, very bottom of the page and pretend that you are in Australia or New Zealand. It's already Tuesday there. Europe might work too. I can't remember, but I know it'll work for the South Pacific. And go look at their deals. You can look at the kits. There's a really cute Halloween kit. The product of the month is Fall Designer Series paper. And you'll get an idea of what will be on the last chance and in our paper sale. They could be slightly different. Usually they're not, but it'll give you an idea, and you can start preparing your order for tomorrow. I know I did. I'm going to stock up. Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about two-tone paper. I think two-tone paper will be included in the last chance. I don't know if it's included in... Well, I know full packs are included in the sale. Designer Series paper cardstock sale, but I don't know if these multi-packs are. So I have here, this one is Memories in Bloom. I don't know if these are still available, to be honest with you. This one is Exploring Nature, and I wanted to show you the difference. I believe, let's see if Misty Moonlight's included. It is not. So I believe this is two-tone Night of Navy. Come on, words. Come on, words. This is Night of Navy cardstock. Wait, where is that? Yes, this is Blueberry Bushel. We're using the Scenic Coast product tonight. But you can see it doesn't match exactly. I think of it as getting more colors. Very rarely do I use two-tone cardstock and the regular cardstock together in a project. I'll use two-tone cardstock if I want to do a fun technique, like tearing. It has a white core, so you'll get it's just a fun technique for you to try. You can ink it with different colors. It'll look different. It's lighter if you're concerned about the weight of your card. Adding two-tone cardstock instead of regular cardstock as one of your layers that you're working with will lighten your card. I don't think I would use this as a card base. It is thinner, and I don't know how to show you this on here. I don't know if that helps. I don't know. It is thinner. I don't know how to show you that in a video. But check that out tomorrow. So the two-tone cardstock, I believe, will be on sale. If not, check out the Last Chance. I think some of this is in Last Chance. You can see I buy multi-packs, so I get a little bit of a few colors to play with. The colors I bought full packs of were the ones I use the most. Garden Green, Basic Black, Night of Navy, Balmy Blue I use for a swap. So check that out tomorrow. But watch my video first and then go see what's going on in the South Pacific. All right. Hi, Mom and Dad. Hi, Alma. Thank you for joining me tonight. So we are using products from the May to August Stampin' Up! Catalog. On page 26, you see the Scenic Coast Suite collection. And I did happen to buy the whole collection. I don't always, but I did this time. So I can show you the stamp set. Kind of a builder stamp with set with these. You can get a detail in your stone arch, and then the background, the full stone arch. Fun inking techniques when you have a solid image like that. I believe this is supposed to be the sun, and it'll fit in here, and you can make a setting sun, and then these water fit together really nice. And then 2 sailboats. They're pretty tiny. I haven't played around making them multicolors, but anyway, so that's a stamp set. And the dies. So I wanted to point out that these dies are mini machine compatible. If you're looking at dies on the website, scroll down and look under the details. It'll tell you mini machine compatible if it is, or it'll tell you you need a cut and emboss machine to use the dies. So watch out for that. This one is, so that's kind of fun. These circles are narrow enough to fit through the mini machine. Whether you only have a mini machine or you use a mini machine when you go on vacation or travel or go camping, that would be a good time to know which dies will fit in a mini machine. And if you have dies that don't all fit in a mini machine, some of them will. I don't have any here handy. Like, for instance, the balloons. The biggest balloons won't fit through the mini machine, but many of the smaller ones will. So this just means that all of the dies fit in the mini machine. Obviously, small ones will fit in the mini machine anyway. I hope that makes sense. Let's look at these real quick. You can see I die cut the sailboat, and you can stamp and die cut. There's our, what I think is the sun. You get 2 of these fences. That's kind of fun. All these birds are on 1 die. I forgot to write on here, adhesive sheet. These are wide enough to use a glue dot on. These are big enough to actually use a dimensional on. This one cut a mini dimensional to fit those. But these definitely. And I die cut a whole bunch of birds for our projects tonight with adhesive sheet. This is kind of fun, the net. There's a stamp, a cloud. Where'd the stamps go? There is a stamp. There's a stamp that you can die cut, but I die cut this one out of pattern paper, so that was kind of fun to get a colorful cloud. And then these are kind of the stars of the show and the ones we're using mostly tonight. I looked up some lighthouses in the Midwest, so I might color one that looks like something you've seen before. The sailboat's kind of fun. I have not tried coloring it. That'd be kind of fun to color. And this one we used on a couple projects. And my teammate Nan and I thought it would be fun to die cut this in a whole bunch of different colors, and then like reinsert all these little pieces, like alternating. You could do 2 colors. Let's say 2 colors. And you could alternate the colors on here. I have not done that yet. Maybe I should do that next. I was really busy with my Christmas in July, so a lot of things didn't get done. Okay, let's see. Oh, but while I'm still here. So let's see. Kathy says, I bought this bundle plus the DSP, but I have yet to make a card with it. I'm happy for inspiration. Oh, Kathy, I'm happy to hear that. I have a couple really simple cards, and then we're going to go all out. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Where was I? Okay, so this is the suite, page 26. I think I forgot to tell you that. And then if you flip back to the bundle section, they show you the bundle here, and then they give you another sample using the bundle. You can see here's that rock arch, and they used, it looks like pecan pie and something dark. I don't know, for the details in the rock. And then, oh, those 2 water stamps, they put one inside the other to make the reflection of the sun. So that's pretty fun. Look at the inking on the clouds. Okay, so those are the dies. Sorry, page 40. And then we're going to go back to the stamp set. This is on page 55. And they give you a sample with just the stamp set. That's pretty fun. Just a couple layers and then play around with your stamps. I like that. I love stamping. That was 55. And then back in the die section, where are they? Wait, there they are. They just show you the dies. They don't give you a sample, sadly. But I have written down the pages these are on. I did that with the brand new catalog too that comes out in September. I forgot to tell them that it would be very helpful to know where the sweetened bundles are for this die set. So anyway, the sweet, again, was on page 26. I like how they actually die cut the lighthouse out of the designer series paper on this one. And then they heat embossed the sentiment there. So that was kind of fun. Okay, notice they only list 6 colors here. Let's pull out the designer series paper. Where is it? You will notice, I'll just grab randomly, there are a lot more than 6 colors on here. So, on our packaging, sorry for the glare, they list the same 6 colors that are in the catalog, but if you go to the website, they list, and then I wrote down all 13 colors in here. I really wish they would go back to listing all the colors, but since I think this is the one I realized it on. It's like, what is that red in there? I know it's not strawberry slush, but I think there's five reds or pinks in this, and they only list strawberry slush. So, yeah, they don't list Night of Navy. I don't know. So, make sure you know what you're getting. Make sure you read the details online. They give you a lot more online than in the catalog. I have the sequins. Again, on the packaging, they don't even list the colors, but I found it on the website. And I've been making note of when these came out. So that's May through August 2026. And then we have Clear, Cloud Cover, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger on these. So I'm going to leave these out so I use them. I forget about embellishments a lot. And then we have, where did it go? Put these aside. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. I just have a lot on my table because we're going to make a bunch of cards, so I hope you have time. If not, come back later. There's also this vellum. We're going to go back here. This is the Sunset Shimmer Vellum. They're 12 by 12 sheets, and I can't remember. I made it. It says 10. That must be $10, maybe 3 of each. You see the shimmer? I think you can a little bit. And the colors of this are Balmy Blue, Barely Blush, and Iridescent. You'll see in some of my samples, and I die cut some iridescent to use as clouds. I thought that would be kind of fun. So that's something they did here. They cut this cloud from designer series paper, and I don't know if you can see, maybe in your catalog, there's a vellum cloud behind it. The sun ray was made with vellum too. So here I think they die cut. I don't know. All right, let's get busy, and I'll show you what I have planned. All right. Okay. Living in Minnesota and having grown up in Michigan, I am used to water, so I buy almost all of the water sets we offer because it just reminds me of home. So there is, I should say, a class that coordinates with this suite. And I did take it, and I learned a lot from these. Here I played around. I didn't quite get those right. So we stamped the water. We stamped and die cut the arch. You can see we used pink, looks like Barely Blush, for our birds. Very simple card. I think it was supposed to be more offset, but they got us started simply. I don't think we even did the inside. Nope. So that was card A. I'm going to skip card B, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to try to remake it. It was like way over the top and I had such trouble with it, so we're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about my favorite card. This was card C in our class, and the class is still available. You would be watching the replay video, but they do a great job. The techniques they use are really fun. The shells are all made of watercolor paper, and then we watercolored them. Doing watercolor techniques on regular cardstock gets kind of funny, so you can play more with the water if you use watercolor, and you don't need much obviously for that. We did some splattering, we did some tearing, we stamped on the designer series paper. You can see the sailboat sticking out there. We tore our designer series paper and our vellum, and we used a base of designer series paper for our card, but we put, so that I noticed Stampin' Up! Does this a lot. They'll use a full card layer, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so that we don't need extra cardstock, and we always use white bases. You can see I splattered a little bit there, but they do that a lot, so I've started doing that too. I think white cardstock is cheaper than our color, and then you don't have to have another layer on the inside. I like that we did more on the inside, so that was kind of fun. Sequins are pretty flat, so it'll mail nicely. So that was card C of our class. Card D of our class was really fun because it doesn't feature any of the water elements. It just has that sunshine. So here we used what would be the sun stamp. It's just a circle. Oh, those are the dies, sorry. We used the circle stamp and stamped our own background with the dots. I should have paid more attention. I think I need a few more pink ones. And then this is a layer of vellum. And let me peek behind here. We did some ink blending with a blending brush behind our vellum here. So very fun. And obviously you could do this in any color. For an anniversary, I would probably use something darker. Maybe, I know I like Poppy Parade. Pretty Peacock would be pretty too. But I suppose these colors work well with our sequins. So anyway, that was card C. Okay, now we're going to start with simple cards. Stick around and I'll get to card B when we get there. So we're going to start simply. I have some things die cut here because you know how to die cut. And I have some extra pieces. I don't know. They're just there to remind me. So, let's start with this one. So I did cut down my card base blueberry bushel, and I cut down this to be 4 1/4. Oh, no, must be 4 1/8. Sorry, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So we'll get just a 1/16 of an inch all the way around when we layer it. And I just die cut the lighthouse out of white, kind of towards the middle. We could layer that. Where's my envelope? I have some ideas of what we could do. So we could just stamp a sentiment, add a couple sequins, and be done. That'd be a great card. I have lots of scraps of this paper, so I thought it might be kind of fun to down here to mimic the designer series paper behind it. So we have pink for the sky, and I have a couple pieces of the water. I would probably overlap them. And I have learned not to try to line things up because I don't get things lined up. So I stagger them, I offset them so that I don't have to line them up and it doesn't look like I did it wrong. I don't know how I do this. Probably put this one on top. And then we can stamp on there. So that's a fun idea, and that's probably the one we're gonna make. Like the one in the catalog, although I think they die cut the lighthouse out of this paper and then put another color behind it. But you can make a night scene. Wouldn't that be pretty? I kind of like that too. But, so we're going to start with this. Let me just make a card. Actually, let's talk about the second card, because I have the sailboat cut as well, and I want to talk about that. Okay, so that's probably what we're going to do with that. I'll put these up here. Okay, so I die cut the boat, the sailboat, again, just on a layer of white. And this is, the white is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Huh? No, wait, 3.5, sorry, 3.5 by 4 3/4. So if you watched my video from a couple Fridays ago, I talked about how to not produce so many scraps when you're cutting your white layers. So that's how I ended up with that size. So I kind of like that. This is Night of Navy cardstock. I really like the dark blue. So you can just layer it on here. And how big is this? 4 1/4 by 5.5. Oh, so that, like I said, what Stampin' Up! Does, they put it on the full layer. I would probably switch my card base to white then, because there's no reason to make my card base blue. You're not going to see it until you open it. So I might do that. We'll see. I don't mind that my sailboat covers up the sun. You still get the effect of the hot sun setting behind the boat. And then I have just a scrap. Again, I chose a scrap that kind of coordinated with the sky, and I thought we could put this here. Put this like this. And then stamp one of the sentiments. These are nice ones. The Happy Retirement and Happy Anniversary. And just use a piece of DSP to offset our sentiment, just so you can see it. Oh, we could stamp water down there too. I even made my note, stamp water. So, but there's nothing wrong with just doing it on purple. Then it looks like it's a sunset. You could stamp water here. You could stamp, oh, here come all the ideas. Stamp water down here. That'd be kind of fun. And then I have clouds and birds that we can decorate them with too. So lots of ideas. Kathy, I was at a Stampin' Up! Event yesterday, sponsored by some of the leaders here in Minnesota. And we had samples. I brought my samples from my Christmas in July, but I took a bunch of pictures. I took a couple of, looking for my trimmer, my blade here, to open my thick basic white. I'm going to switch this card base out. Sorry. Knowing that I was going to use these products today, I took quite a few pictures of samples with these products. So Kathy, I will forward those to you. There was one where she just had a square with the boat with designer series paper behind it, and then had some layers and then a sentiment down at the bottom. Very simple, but it would make great use of lots of different designer series paper, even if you don't have this paper. Okay, let's cut this. My card base doesn't have to be Night of Navy. So I ordered some thick cardstock a couple weeks ago. I tend to order once a month so I can get the product of the month. And it came in the box, one corner of the box was completely open. So I made sure all of my products were in there, and they were. But my thick basic white cardstock, this whole corner, not in this pack, was all squished. And I contacted Stampin' Up! And I said, I use these as card bases. If it were regular white or some other color, I would have been okay with it, because I use other colors and regular white for layers, and I don't need the full sheet. But my thick, I almost always only use it for card bases. So they replaced it with no questions asked. They were very apologetic, and I already got it. So if you ever have trouble, reach out to them directly or contact me and I can help. But you can use 1-800-STAMP-UP, I think is the phone number. And they're called demonstrator support, but they will support anyone. So let's see. Okay, Kathy said thanks for the photos. Okay, so I think we're going to put this layer here and this here, and then stamp our sentiment. You know, these strips are from cutting down my card bases to 4 by 5 1/4. You end up with strips. I think we're just going to go ahead and do that. So, let's see. What do I need? I am out of green glue. Can you believe it? So, I'm ordering 3 of them tomorrow. Assuming they're available. If not, I'll be using seal. That's what this is. So if you like a tape runner, this is what our current tape runner is. Just a little bit of a learning curve. We all had to learn to use it when we got it. So I'm holding my corner down here so I can line it up, because you do not get a second chance with this adhesive. Oh, look at that. Perfect. And this is going to go here. I think I want to pop it up though. That might be kind of fun to have some layer back there. Oh, there's my note. Stamp water. I think it'd be kind of fun to stamp some water down here. So I have a few different choices. Night of Navy, Blueberry Bushel, Balmy Blue, and Azure Afternoon. And this is how I roll. I take this water. Sorry for the noise. Take the water stamp, and I'm going to stamp it in all 4 colors. That was Night of Navy, Blueberry Bushel, Balmy Blue, and Azure Afternoon. Now that I think about it, I really wish Stampin' Up! Would have a ink pad sale. I don't know if all of you have all the colors. There's Night of Navy. That's kind of dark. You know what? Let me do that again. So that's Night of Navy. 1, 2. It's so dark we could probably get 3. Let me push this up. I think I'm... Oh, yep. Okay. Glad I pushed that up. Blueberry Bushel. 1, 2, 3. So I'm doing this to decide what color I want this to be, knowing that that's what my card is going to be. Oh, I just got ink on it from this finger. That's right, we're going to cover it up. I'll probably use Night of Navy because it's so dark here, but this is really dark, so I'll probably use 2nd generation. So that's what I call this, 2nd generation, 3rd generation. Even this one's kind of pretty. I don't know, let's finish this. All right, Balmy Blue. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's very subtle. That is so subtle, I could probably stamp right on top of that. Oh, I think I'm almost off my camera, sorry. Let me finish this. This is Azure Afternoon. 1, 2, 3. You know, now that we have Stampin' Rewards, and I can gift you Stampin' Rewards, I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll do my own sale sometime. Let me move this up so you can see what I stamped, because I think my phone is. So Night of Navy, Blueberry Bushel, Balmy Blue, Azure Afternoon, Full Strength, 2nd, 3rd generation. This is so dark, like I said, and I want to cover up my smudges. I did not die cut a second one. I'm going to use Night of Navy 2nd generation, I think. Yeah, that'll work. Let me put these away before I make more of a mess. All right, so 2nd generation. The trick is to remember to stamp off. So much on my table, I forgot where I put it. Let's get that out of the way. Night of Navy, 2nd generation, and I'm going to put it right up where I smudged. 2nd generation, and I'm just going to try, oh sorry, I'm going to pull this toward me so I can line it up. I did pretty well. I was trying to line this up all the way across. I did pretty good. And now I'm just going to use 2nd generation and just kind of fill it in. 2nd generation, I'm saying that out loud as much for myself, and I smudge that one. So we can just go back in and put it on again. It's just kind of a background. All right, thinking ahead here. Let's put some water on our envelope. Oh, that was full strength. Oh well. That's kind of cute. And while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to grab these sailboats. So this is how little they are. They are so little. I'm afraid I'm going to lose them, to be honest with you. Put these on here. And I don't know what, I didn't grab colors. Sorry for the reach. I did grab Strawberry Slush. And I don't know what color. Oh, Timid Tiger was. I don't know where Timid Tiger is. That's around. We're going to put some sailboats on here. That's cute. Strawberry Slush. While I have this out, I'll probably... Okay. So that's our envelope flap. That's pretty cute. While this is all out, let's do the inside of our card too. Let's see. We can turn this... No, that's not going to work. I need a big post-it note. Alright, so this is the inside, and I don't want to go on past that. So there's my mask. Stamp off. I'm starting at the bottom and moving it up. Hopefully it'll be straight. And I think I may have moved it. Close enough. Close these up. Let me wipe my hands off. Alright. And then this one was Strawberry Slush. So right at this spot where they meet, it's not exact. So that's where my sailboat's going to go. Now it just looks like a two-tone sailboat. And we'll put this one back here. That's the inside of our card. Now let's finish the front. I had to get some stamping in. You know me. Kathy likes my envelope flap. Thank you, ma'am. A lot of things you could have done there, right? Could just put, my water is, my chamois is really wet and I just splattered on my card. That's okay. It'll work. Okay. Oh, that is a mess. Let's put that down there. Okay, there's our card. There is our sailboat dimensionals. And I have a brand new pack. Put one on the sailboat. One on each corner. I think that's good. Oh, let's put one at the top. Let's be generous. Let's put one down here too, because I want this to stay popped up. And I have a little garbage on my table. What time is it getting to be? Oh my gosh. All right. Center that. Do you have time? Do you want me to keep working on, oh, I kind of like this even with that, because I was going to make 3 cards tonight. If you don't mind, I think I'm going to, and I suppose if you have to leave, you can always come back. Oh, that was for the other card. So my 3 pieces here, I think I will put this way up, kind of cover my smudge. I don't know if I need these anymore. Let's stamp our sentiment first. Let's try Strawberry Slush, and we'll do, oh, there's a nice congratulations. I haven't made a congratulations card in a while. Let's do that. And I'm going to use this block and ink. Sorry, I need to pull it towards me. That side's kind of dirty. So what I like to do is line it up, line the top of my stamp with the bottom of my cardstock, and then move it up. I do a pretty good job getting things straight. Now whether I'm in the middle of my cardstock remains to be seen. Let's try that again. So I line it up at the bottom and I just move it up. That's better. rather than getting out a positioner and all that, that's kind of a quick way that I do that. All right, I don't know if I need those pieces anymore. So I'm going to line up the exclamation point in the middle of this little raised piece right here. And then when I turn it around, the beginning of my C, I'm going to put right in the middle of this raised piece. And then my white space on either side is close enough. It's probably I'm sure it's within 1/8 of an inch. All right, I don't think I need all those. Since we stamped, maybe just popping that up and with some sequins, I think I'm just going to do that. It's already popped up once, but I think it'll be fine. There's just half a piece. We'll use that one. Alma says she'll keep watching. Mom and Dad say they'll keep watching. Kathy says keep going. Perfect. Thank you. Like I said, if you need to go, that's fine. Replay. I'm going to center this just because, I don't know. Don't want to make too many choices. Okay, let's add some clouds and we'll be done. Clouds and birds. So I have some Designer Series paper. I have some vellum. This was left over from my class. Maybe just one bird on the white and then a couple clouds like that. And then a sequence down to highlight that. I think I like that. So I do have adhesive sheet. So I can't put him off the edge because he has adhesive on it, his whole being, his wings and everything. So I can't put that off the edge. But these don't have adhesive. So I can use glue dots. I think I like the blue one on the top. And then I can offset them and have them go over my circle. I think I like, yeah. I will do it that way. Glue dots. Uh-oh, where'd they go? I have the box, but no glue dots. This might be a brand new pack. I stocked up before the price went up, so I have a few boxes in there. Okay, so I'm going to use my Take Your Pick. And then put my, let's see. Oh, I can do a blue cloud. Oh, I kind of like that better. Blue and blue. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm going to put a glue dot. Oh dear, where did it go? Did you see where my glue dot went? I'm going to find it sticking to something. Oh well, I'll find it. So while I do this, I have a funny story to share. I lost a die. I heard it hit paper, and I had this tub of paper next to my die cut space. I have my die cutting machine and all the stuff that goes with it on a rolling cart. And I heard this die hit paper. So I spent literally hours looking for this die. It was a duplicate die, so it's not the end of the world if I don't find it. So I gave up, and days later I finally found it. It was so funny, and it wasn't in paper, it was amongst my dies that are on the cart. So I'm putting this dimensional under the flap there, and then this will cover up both the glue dots and that dimensional. Oh, it covers up the sun and the, oh boy. Let's try this again. If I tear my paper, then I'm not moving it. Nope, good. I don't want to cover up that sun, so we're just going to move them up. I can move them up as high as I can. That dimensional is stuck to that pretty well, and I don't want to tear it. We'll stick the cloud behind the tip of the boat, sailboat, sail. There. Oh, speaking of sailboats, Alma, how was the cabin? I had to think. I think you had good weather. So there. Oh, sequence. We had the cabin a week ago, and they had the cabin this weekend. I think we're going to do an orange one here and little strawberry slush down here. So there's card number 1. That was a little more putsy than I thought because I stamped. Oh, I think once I write in it, I think it'll be okay. If it really bothers me, I can cut it off and put it on a new card base. I could put a white layer on the inside and just cover it up. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe you'll do something and I'll send this to you, and that'd be kind of fun. So, stamping. I love stamping. It's so fun. All right. We're going to do the lighthouse. Now I have to find him. He's hiding. Let's get a little more organized. There's some die cuts. I do have it in an envelope. Okay. Here we go. It was in an envelope. I pulled it out. So, blueberry bushel. There's our sunset. I think it's a set, don't you? Oh, look at those clouds. I can just imagine how hot it would be. I don't know. Okay, I didn't punch out all of these little pieces. Take your pick tool's a perfect thing for that. And then I thought we could stamp. I guess this is the one I was thinking we could. No, I wanted water under there. Since this isn't sitting in water like the sailboat is, this is all land on this image. So I thought we could put this off to the side and then put this here. Once I stamp, you won't see that smudge. And here I have just pieces that coordinate with it. I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to put this away. Oh, I had this other idea, and I wish I had thought of this before I adhered that sailboat. All right. So these are 2 more of the designer series paper. So I was thinking, if you want this paper to go further, let's see. This is where 3 inches is. So it would just look like water. And then you could stamp clouds and whatever in the sky. And if you go halfway this way, this is 3 inches, you'd get a nice sunset on this half. So I was just thinking about how we could get more cards out of our DSP. That's where I was going with that. This one, however, here's 3 inches right here. And so you actually get this horizon line if you cut it. So let me do that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is 6 by 6. I'm cutting it at 3. We'll do this piece. And 3. And on this one, you still get that. Can you see that? I think you can. You still get that horizon. It's just further away. But that would be more realistic, right? Because your horizon's going to be off in the water, the lake or the ocean, depending on where you are. And then you have you know what, maybe we'll do that. Just for variety. I think we will. We're going to do that. I was planning on doing this. Like that. That's really down low, but I really like this. We're going to do this instead. Change of plans. So what I will do is adhere this, just like that. And then we can still put these down here, like I was thinking. The sky doesn't match anymore, does it? And then put the circle, because I like the circle, mimicking the circle around that. Maybe not. Okay, hurry up, brain, think. Decide what you want to do. Where's my paper? I don't know if that's the same one. So that's not halfway down. Is that the same one I used? It isn't. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. All these scraps I have, I thought sorry, I'm getting distracted. I saw these in my scrap I keep the scraps with the paper. I thought these 3 would make a fun card using a sketch that has 3 panels. So I decided not to use those. Now we could use a piece of this down here. No. I think we're just going to stamp on it. We're just going to stamp on it. I'm getting too distracted because I do want to work on that last card. So for this one, I wish I had my green glue, but I don't. I'm going to put glue dots. My acrylic? No, what's this called? Can't think of what it's called. It's going to come in handy because it doesn't, things don't adhere to it. So I'm just putting glue dots, maybe. I haven't found that glue dot yet, have I? Around the edge. Can you think of any lighthouses where you live, Kathy? I don't think you have lighthouses down in Missouri, but we've got the Split Rock Lighthouse up near beyond Duluth. I was looking at lighthouses in Michigan too, and there's some neat colorful ones. There's a neat one in Grand Haven. They've been in the news, sadly. Grand Haven has. But I thought it might be fun to make a lighthouse that looks realistic. So I put glue dots all around. Let me put this here. One more. And then I'm going to set this down. Is that right? Oh, I had it the other way. Yeah, that's the water on the bottom. And then I'm going to set this right on top. And it's okay, the glue might be beyond my paper, and it is. See, I've got glue dot here, glue dot there. But if I'm going to pop this up, that's where I will put dimensionals right on top of those glue dots. But I'm not ready to put this on yet. I want to stamp on here. I'll just be quick. I think it was actually Timid Tiger in this, not... Let me look real quick. Hydrangea hue. No, there's no Timid Tiger. What orange is in here? Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Crushed Curry is the yellow. Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Hydrangea Hue, Melon Mambo, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Poppy Parade, Real Red, and Strawberry Slush. That doesn't tell me what this orange is. Weird. They obviously have more colors in there. I think Timid Tiger will look good. I don't know. And let's make this something different. Pull up. Congratulations. Let's do Happy Anniversary. It's upside down right now. Good thing I made note of that. I have such a mess. Let me get cleaned up just a bit. I'm going to put all my adhesive up there. Kathy says, we have a real shortage of lighthouses in Missouri, but I love the lighthouses in Upper Michigan and some of them in Lower Michigan too. Kathy, did you live in the UP? I can't remember. I know you have family there. I'm looking for strips of cardstock. But that's going to blend in too much. You know what? Let's find a scrap. Let's go back to our scraps. I just want to offset it a little. But I don't want water down there since our... This looks more like sky to me. So I think I'll put this here and then put the sentiment. Actually, this is too wide. Sorry, I thought I was ready. I spent lots of time die cutting and I had planned my cards. Let's There we go. I found a strip. It's not so wide. Oh, and this can be, we want, yeah, I don't know. I could go through and find another color, but this will work. Okay, we're going to stamp on here in Timid Tiger. I think I'm still on camera. No, barely. Not too bad, but I have two sides. Let's try this again. So I'm going to line it up at the bottom and just move it up. I don't think that's straight. That's close enough. Let's do something a little different with this one. We'll just cut it at an angle. Like that. Alright, and then we're going to take dimensionals. Again, I'm going to put it right on top of that glue dot. One more to hold that down. And one more in this corner. It'd be kind of fun to make your own background paper too for this bundle. I mean, they happen to have designer series paper, but doesn't mean you have to use it. It'd be kind of fun to use your wide water brush and just make water, and then you could use, you know, yellow and orange to make your sky. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. I should write all these ideas down or come back to my video and listen to it. Let's see if I can get this mess off. Yep. Must have stuck. Got picked up something from my, not acrylic, I can't think of the word for that sheet. All right, that's good. That was my adhesive eraser. I think we're just going to put this down here. We're going to leave it. I'm not even going to cut it. I'm going to put it a little low and then put this up top. That works. And my seal just in the middle because the edges are going to go off that side. And it's pretty straight. And that's already popped up, so I am going to use seal on this too. Make sure the adhesive's not coming off. I think we're good. We'll do this way. We'll just go below. And some sequins. There, that was much quicker. The last card is not going to be quick though. So I'll start talking about the next card while I finish this one. We made a fun fold, and it was like way over the top. I think she tried to put in every idea she could think of just to make it a more advanced card, and because she probably figured she was walking us through. But we'll do that next. I think I need a glue dot behind him, or he could get bent. Glue dot. And down to past there. So just tear that off. Kind of like stamps, right? And I'm going to put it off to the side here. There. So I do need to finish the inside and stamp on my card too, but I'll probably use designer series paper on the envelope flap. Okay, the card I skipped. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see this card. Oh yeah, I was going to use a circle. That one stamp looks really nice on a circle. Okay, let me clean up a little because I think we're all good. All right, there's stamps and dies in case I need them. Okay, this was, I wrote a card B or whatever. So this is watercolor paper. So we die cut and we watercolored our lighthouse. And that's why I was thinking to make it realistic would be kind of fun. Can you see the ray coming from the lighthouse? So the rays here was die cut in vellum, and then this middle piece, I'll open this up, the piece that was in the middle of my die, like I talked here, this very middle one is the one that we used to be the light coming out from the lighthouse. So we stamped and watercolored, we watercolored our fence. And then she had us die cut a second one and offset it so that you could see more colors or something. But then it didn't fit perfectly, and so that kind of bothers me. I don't know that I need this little piece here to hold it down. Mine was laying pretty nice here. I think we just flagged those ends, and that's up on double dimensionals. I'll wait for my video to catch up so that this line kind of, yep, you can see there. It holds that down, okay? But it opens backwards, which I thought was kind of fun. So I think I started to say I attended, oh, and then we have another one here that we watercolor. And then just to cover up the piece on the back, we added another piece, but mine wasn't straight. So you can see it here. And then I had some adhesive here, so I tore my card. It's like, oh my gosh. So we're going to make this, but we're going to tone it down a little. And I think it'll be just as beautiful. So I started to say, I attended an event yesterday. Oh yeah, because I told Kathy I would send her some cards, some photos of cards. Simple and fun folds, and hopefully you'll be inspired. What was I saying? Oh, and we get take and makes when I attend these events with the Minnesota leaders. And so one of our take and makes, so we got to take them home, and they made them during the event yesterday, and now I get to make them. So, and we did this reverse fold on a card that I think Susan Campfield designed. Okay, enough of that. So I have my card base, standard A2, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Just your standard card, but like I said, it's going to go backwards. So the score is on the right. All right, we're going to set that aside. We're going to work on our lighthouses next. So I have a whole bunch of inks. I noticed quite a few red lighthouses, so that's why I have red here. And I noticed quite a few striped. Uh-oh, I lost a sailboat. It'll be here somewhere. Oh dear. Probably stuck to something. Hold on. Let me look real quick while I'm thinking of it. Quite often these photopolymers will stick to the back of a case. Or the front of a case. I'll have to be careful cleaning up. It's probably here. I'm sure it's here. I haven't tossed anything yet. Alright, anyway. Oh, distractions. Okay. So I noticed quite a few of them have dark too. So this is going to be for the inside. We just trimmed it down. I'm going to color both of them at the same time. We just trimmed it down and made it look like it was on a hill. I'll do that first. So we just extended this straight. Yep. And then this we just rounded down. I'm going to make it a little more ornate. This is a great piece if you want to die cut the fence, or the birds if you want to watercolor them, or the seashells, so don't throw that away. They planned that very well. So this is going to be for the front. Let me measure it in case you want to try to make this, Kathy. This one is 4 3/4. I could have left it 5 because the watercolor paper is 5. So I have this thin strip flying around, and by 4. So I would leave it 5 by 4, and then you won't have a tiny little 1/4 inch scrap. And then I scored it at 1, but just score it where you like. All right, I'm going to burnish this on both sides. Okay, get my scissors out of the way, get this out of the way. I did not finish poking these out, which I should. Because when you watercolor, the water could go in there, and then there you go. I did make sure everything was die cut through. Watercolor paper is much thicker than cardstock or vellum or whatever. So I made sure it die cut everything. So I was thinking of making this middle stripe dark and the top dark, and then the roof of this house or whatever red. I saw a picture of one, so maybe you know, maybe if you look at pictures you'll see where it and I think we'll just do these the same. I suppose this one has to go on the inside. And so that we get samples when we take these classes, we get photos of them, but they didn't, my watercoloring is a lot darker on, see my two lighthouses there? Hopefully you can see those. Is a lot darker than what they ended up with. So I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of looking for my sailboat. Okay, I'm going to use my acrylic mat. Is that what it's called? Oh, I have more pieces here. So I wanted to show you that this is the inside of the lighthouse. This piece that came out, and I die cut the two fences are in one piece. Excuse me, and then the three seashells are in another piece. And so they planned this really well, that rather than throwing that piece away, we'll use that negative space. I'm going to make sure these go back into my die set so I don't lose them. Okay, that I can just throw up there. All right, more take your pick. So all these little pieces, I think, add a lot to this card compared to my first two cards. So those are pretty simple. That the dies, you know, do all the work for you. But here we're adding so many other elements to it. And the fun fold, having it open backwards, is kind of interesting. So I don't know who designed this one. Like I said, the one for my take and make from yesterday's event, I think Susan Campfield was the one who shared it. I don't know if she designed it. She does like fun folds. Oh, while I'm watercoloring, I'll share that I participated in the swap yesterday at our event. So on Friday, my Fast or Frugal Friday is going to be all my swaps and the little gifts that friends gave me. So you can watch for that. Let's start with the lightest color. I'm going to start with crumb cake. Okay, so when I watercolor on my own, I will use my glass mat. But I think that reflects on my video. So I'm going to use my big block. This is an E block. F is the really big one. So I'm going to put some crumb cake there. And then I can mix my colors together and get other colors. So this is gray granite. I really like that. We're going to put a lot on there. And then I have pecan pie. A nice brown tone. I'll put that on this corner. Let's get these out of the way. I don't want to get them wet. And I'm going to take my water painter. I'm not going to take that one though. I want my smallest one. You can see there's a little bit of green, so we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to drip. Oh, it is very green. That's right. It'll work. And I'm just going to color. Oh, I didn't take all these little pieces out of this one. Take your pick again. And these pieces. Okay, so I have crumb cake on here. So we're going to make these brown crumb cake. And just mix them up and add color. And this is going to go inside. And I'm not going to stamp on it. So we're going to add a lot. Oh, sorry. I think I'm off. All right. Now, I asked Kathy if she had never lived in Michigan or Wisconsin. Oh, but have spent many days visiting family and friends. My love of water and woods began in Michigan. Because I know you've talked about the UP quite a bit. We're going to add some dark color down here. Again, this is watercolor paper, so I can add lots of water, get lots of color. I'm liking that. And this is going to be on the front, so we're going to mimic it. Let's add some pecan down to the bottom. I have enough adhesive on my... Is this an acrylic sheet? I can't think. Not acrylic. No, I think... I don't know. We're going to continue this down here. It's kind of fun being a lefty, so I can not be in your way when I do that. So I can go out of the way like this. All right. I don't know. That looks interesting. Let's add some dark shadows here. I don't know. This is where the fun is. I get to pretend I'm an artist. I think I've shared with you I have a stamp that says hand stamp because I can't draw. My kids think that's funny. And it's true. I can't draw, but I can do this. I can add water. And if I don't like it, I can add more. And if I don't like it, if I think it's too dark, I could add plain water and take a paper towel and kind of mop it up and pick up some of the color. Not a lot. The color will always be there, but you can take up some. All right, we were going to make the roof of the little building strawberry slush. So I'm going to take my, just a small one. The other ones had my sailboats on it. Let's see how clean this is. Mostly clean. Forgot to grab paper towel. Didn't get all the green out of it must have been from Christmas because they were green and red a bit ago. All right, let's do the one on the inside first. I'm not going to color it all in. I just want you to think that's a red roof. I used to watch these watercolor artists all the time. Art Impressions is the name of their company, and she does Wednesday weekly. On Wednesday, she does weekly watercolor videos, and she watercolors with stamps. And she always talks about, you don't need to color the whole thing, you just give the idea. So you know that those are red. I like this one better. That one's kind of dark. Let me grab a piece of paper towel and see if I can pick up some of that. So let's get this out of the way. So this is mostly clean. I'm going to add water to this and then pick it up. See, it's lightening it. And now some of that red is on my paper towel. So I like that better. That's better. Let's put some water there and pick it up. Good. All right, so we're going to make the top of the lighthouse dark. I don't know what color paper I'm using yet for the front there. Do I have one cut? Hold on. I may have to cut one. Let's use this behind our lighthouse. So let's make it dark like this. That's nice of me. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of ink on the corner of a block. Quite often you see me go like this. You can squish your pad and then pick up ink from there. But I don't like getting that wet because then I not make a mess, but it waters down the ink on my ink pad. So I like to do this too. So let's pick up some blue. I'm going to start with the one on the inside, and we'll do the whole top. Like I said, I saw one that was kind of like this, and then we'll do this stripe. I need to turn this around. Being a lefty, it goes the other direction. Using blends on this, you could get really creative and color it. There's little lines between there. Let that dry. Oh, good, you can see. I forgot to look at my video on my computer. And this one. Start down here. Oh, I don't know if I like that one as much. I like that one better. I can pull up, add water. It's not as dark. Oh, look at the difference. Wow. I kind of like that. Let's add a little bit more. I could spend a long time playing. Let's pick up some of, okay, I'm going to clean this off till it's mostly clear, and then I'm going to pick up some of this. That was too dark. There. So I don't think I could get that white again, but you can change the color. And if I did want it darker, you can add more. With watercolor, if you let it dry and then add layers on top of it, I've heard about that too. So I think this is pretty good for the front of our card. I'm going to color these a little bit. Oh, I should have left that red out for my seashells. Oh, you can see they're already getting dirty. That's right. I don't know what color seashells are. I can't remember. So we're just going to add some color, some browns. Oh, we didn't use this one. We're going to make these look old and weathered. I'm going to pounce it on there rather than painting it. That kind of adds a little bit of texture. You could die cut these in wood grain if you want a wooden fence. That'd be kind of cool. I think I have a sample of that. I don't know where it is though. Alright, that looks good. Maybe a little more crumb cake. Darken in the rest of it. Let's see. That's good. I could keep playing. I won't. And let's make some of these. I think seashells can be orange. So I'm just going to take a touch of orange. Actually, I can use it on here, I think. There we go. Watercolor paper is really fun to play with. I don't want them all the same though, so we'll start with that. I'm going to mop this up, clean my brush. Sorry it's getting so late. Oh my goodness. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's 8:42 here. So we're going to add some color to this one. Just because maybe a little bit on this one. Okay, let's clean up a little. Put the lid on, and I'm just going to put all this stuff off to the side and clean it up later. Let's finish our card. We'll let these dry. Again, we're going to open to the right. I thought I had a piece already cut. Let me look for just a minute. And I will decorate my envelope too. If I had a piece cut, I don't know what happened to it. I think this one. I think I switched cards, didn't I? This was going to be on another card. And then we're going to adhere this to the back. Oh, that's good. I like that. Okay. So we're going to adhere this adhesive, my seal. See, you have to get it started. Oh, and it's sticky. Sorry, let me clean up my video. At least put all the things together. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I think it is. Alright, seal. Kathy, what adhesive do you use? Do you use seal? And I think, so if I use the non-sticky side, I can see that there's a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Now I know where I need to put it. There. Maybe not perfect, but close enough. Then this is going to get adhered about in the middle. Let me grab this again. It keeps getting dirty. And if I can't clean this off, which it's not coming off, I must have splattered it, that's where the clouds will go. Or the birds, right? Or the sequin. You can always find ways to cover that up and it's not working. So we're going to put adhesive on the flap. Thank you for staying with me. I appreciate it. I asked Kathy. Kathy's on my team. I asked her, and she's a demonstrator. So I asked her. I use green glue, seal, and I have never had a good. Oh, seal and I have never had a good relationship. Kathy, it took me months to learn how to use it, and you can see I still have trouble with it. So I'm going to about center this, and I'm going to put it right on the fold. And by putting it on the fold, it does pop up. And I think that's why I think it was Melody, had us put our sentiment here under with a flap to hold that down. We'll just finish our card here. So I have some birds. Let me find them. I just tossed everything up top here. Oh, here. I like this guy. He's a little different. Nope. This one might work. Sorry for the reach. Let's try one more time to clean this off. That came off. This is very thick paper, so it's kind of forgiving. That's not coming off. All right. One of the birds is going to go right there. So like I said, that was just over the top. And I had all kinds of trouble with it. There we go. Oh yeah, I'll put one on the corner. Come on. There we go. Put this one right on the corner. And then this guy doesn't want to be picked up. We'll go on the card base. That'll be kind of fun. Up here in the sky where you can see them. And do we want clouds? I don't know where they are. Here's some. I don't know if I want clouds. This was the original card. I think she was just having us stamp and then stamp off. So we got different tone of cards. I don't think I want them. I think we'll be good with this. All right. Let's add the fences though, since we colored them. Glue dots will work. I don't think this side's wet. And then we'll put these on the inside. Looking for my missing sailboat. And this goes on the inside too. All right, I have all my pieces. Now I can finish putting this together. All right, fences. I'm getting distracted. I think I'm good. I think I'm caught up with comments. Thank you for staying. I see a few people are still watching. I see how many people are watching. Unless you comment, I don't see who you are, by the way. I think Tony will sometimes check in. This is going to get lost. But we're going to put it here. I think I still have my brown. Let's make this one darker. I'm going to put it this way. Let's make this darker so you can see it a little better. I can still add color. That glue dot is sticking up. All right. Oh, I have such a mess on my table today. Oh, but it's so fun. I love stamping. I love creating. I hope you do too. I'm way behind on sending cards, though. I have a few birthdays I've missed. I need to get those in the mail tomorrow. Let's go this way, like it's a walkway. I don't know. We'll just put it there. Now the glue dots are sticking out. Oh, sorry. The glue dots I can feel are sticky, like here. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and just push that adhesive under the fence. And on this side too. So it'll raise it up a little, but that's all right. We're almost done. Yeah, I do need to create something to hold this down. I don't like using belly bands. People tear them apart instead of sliding them off. I watched a niece do that one time. She just tore it. She wanted to open her card. It was kind of funny. I'm like, okay, no more belly bands. Unless it's on a box. I think on a box it might be a little more obvious. Maybe not. Okay, just glue dots. I think this piece is dry enough that it'll adhere. So, oh, there we go. Pick up a glue dot. Sorry, I've been off camera, I think. Maybe one more. So green glue, see these lines? Ah, there we go. See these lines on the lighthouse and on the on this building? If you use green glue on those, it does seep through those lines because those are cut. So be careful. I mean, you can go around it. You could put green glue here, but don't get it across those lines because it seeps through. I know these things because it happened. I think I had a leaf that had some detail. So I just put it really close to the corner, not all the way in the corner. And then I thought the seashells would look cute on this other side. Probably could have added a piece of white in there, but that's all right. Yeah, glue dots. These seashells have those lines too. And green glue, if I had any, would seep right through there. We're just going to go like this. And then do you understand how we made this tab to hold the card? I think I'm getting too tired to go find paper to do that with. And I think I do need cardstock to do that. And I don't have any handy. Okay. The trick is putting your adhesive on the card base and then putting this blue piece on top of it so you don't accidentally adhere your card shut. One more glue dot for the center of this. Mini dimensional probably would have worked. There. Oh, sorry. Glue's coming out, so take your pick to put it underneath. Okay, there's our card. Hoofda. I like it just as much as this over the top. I don't know that the vellum adds that much. Oh, that's what I was going to do. One more thing. If you put, oh, here, this'll, I can show you with this. I don't know where I had a piece of vellum. I was going to show you what it looks like on the paper. I don't know where it is. Actually, I do. Hold on. Whoops, I just lost my video up top. I'm going to find myself real quick. There's my, all right. I found my sailboat. I don't know where it is, but this vellum on this dark paper would look good, and you would see it would look like the sun rays, the light is coming from the lighthouse. So let me find myself real quick here. Oof, thank you for staying with me. That was really long. Usually I'm done by 8 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock. But thank you for staying with me. Welcome back if you came back to finish. So this was from a card class. This is the one I just made. I like it just as much, but I will do something here to hold it down. So let me pull them all back. Clean up my space. I'm glad I found my sailboat stamp. He was really little. And these are the cards we made. We only made 3 of them. We didn't make this one. And we stamped on our envelope. And we stamped on the inside of this one. So I guess that's a lot. A half an hour per card. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you have questions or if you don't understand what I'm talking about with the flap here to hold our cards shut. So I'll clean up a little while I look for comments. You're welcome. Hello, Jennifer. I'm just finishing up. I've been live since 7:30 Central Time, and these are the cards I made. So you'll have to go back and watch if you want to see how I made them. They're this one's based on the one from the card class. So you're welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. And I'll be back live next week, will I? Yes, I will. Thank you.